I hope you're all ready with your exercise mats and are comfortable in your exercise clothes. And let's get right into it. We're going to start with some stretches. Let's get into the middle of our mats, all comfortably seated. I want us to extend our legs out in front of us. We're going to lengthen that spine. And I want you to just make sure that you have flexed your ankles and have pointed your toes up towards the ceiling in above you, and you are going to slowly extend your arms out, palms facing each other. In this position, we're going to inhale and exhale. And as we inhaling, I want you to make sure that you have a deep activation into that core. You're drawing your scaps down and back. You're inhaling and slowly on the exhale, rolling down and forward, allowing yourself to go into a rounded C curve, stretching and extending your hands beyond your toes. Inhale and exhale up. We're going to do 3 of those. That's 1. And inhale and exhale, extend, keeping those toes pointed towards the ceiling, pushing those knees into the ground. I want you to inhale. And on the exhale, extend a little bit further. Allow that spine to stretch. Tuck your chin in nicely under you. And you're going to inhale and exhale, stacking that spine. And we're going to do 1 more deep breath in. I really want you to push, getting a deep stretch down those hamstrings and into that spine. And inhale and exhale, rolling down and extending and holding, pushing those knees into the floor. And deep breath in and exhale, extend and reach. And inhale, exhale, slowly rolling back up. Arms in a T position, palms facing the wall in front of you. You're going to inhale. On the exhale, rotate towards the side and slowly reach and extend your left arm towards your outer hand and stretch through and slowly lifting back up, coming back to center, rotating to do the same thing with the other side and reaching and extending. Let's try and get as much reach as we can back to center, and we're going to do 1 more on each side. Keep going, everybody. Let's reach and extend. Back up, rotation to center, and slowly turn over towards the other side and reaching. Back to center, we're going to bring arms to face each other. Now I want you to point your toes towards the wall in front of you. Keeping that core nice and tight, we're going to do 3 roll downs. So we're slowly going to rotate that pelvis, activating that core, and slowly lowering and rounding yourself down, controlling yourself as you're going down all the way to the floor. Controlling, and extending arms overhead, reaching and stretching. We're going to inhale, and on the exhale, slowly lifting arms up and rolling yourself up. I want you to reach forward while your toes are pointing towards the wall in front of you, and you're going to stretch. Allow that C curve to occur, and inhale, exhale, rolling back up, and slowly over onto the floor again. And inhale, reaching. On the exhale, lifting those arms, lifting up towards the ceiling, and rolling yourself back up and extending over. 1 more. Inhale, exhale, slowly rolling up and rolling back down towards the floor and extend. Inhale, and on the exhale, rolling back up. I hope you're all managing. We're just getting into some nice warm-up before we get into that proper activation. I want everyone to turn over onto their all fours. Just remember when you are on your all fours to make sure that your wrists are comfortably under your shoulders, your knees are comfortably under your hips. You're going to extend your right leg out towards the side And in this position, I just want you to make sure that you're rotating that pelvis out towards the wall behind you. And I want your toe to face the wall in front of you. And you're slowly going to roll yourself back, leaning into that heel. And while you're doing that, you're pushing your groin down into the side, and we're going to lean backwards and forwards. And we're going to do 5 of these on each leg with a 10-second hold. We're just loosening up that pelvic region before we get into any activations, just making sure we're flexible and mobile. I can imagine that all of us are quite stiff and tight into those regions from sitting all the time, doing all that home-based computer work. So I hope this makes you all feel a lot better. Let's lean back into that glute, pushing that groin into the ground. And I want you just to point your toe up towards the ceiling now, and we're going to hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly leaning forward and bending that right leg and extending that left one out. Toes facing towards the wall in front of you, rotating that tailbone out towards the wall behind you, and you are slowly going to roll and lean back into your heel, pressing that groin into the ground as you're leaning, and we're going to do 5 of these. That's 1, and slowly leaning back down, and 2, keep going, and 3, and 2 more, and then we're going to hold for 5 seconds. Sorry, you're going to hold for 10 seconds, and pushing down and holding for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, pointing that toe up towards the ceiling, 3, 2, 1, slowly leaning forward and turning over into a seated position, making sure that you're stacking that spine, placing your feet 1.5 feet away from your glutes and a fist width apart. You're lengthening through that spine, stacking that vertebra, opening that chest, sucking in that pelvic floor, placing hands comfortably behind your knees. You're going to hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You're slowly going to round that pelvis and allow yourself to keep that activation, to lower that back. And you're going to hold for 10, arms in a T position, 9, 8, knees together, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, slowly rolling back up to stack that vertebra, keeping that core tight. We're going to do that one more time. Inhale, exhale, slowly rolling yourself back down, and you're going to hold for 10, 9, you're just halfway between that stacked position and the floor, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and slowly rolling back up. You're going to extend those legs, and you are going to place your palms in front of you to slowly roll all the way down to place your head comfortably on your mat. I want your arms on the side of your body. I want your feet bent comfortably on the floor, knees are bent, core nice and tight. We're going to start with some pelvic curls. I hope you remember to do these. Just remember the importance of rotating that pelvis up, using that core and using those glutes to lift those hips. We are going to inhale, and on the exhale, slowly rolling that pubic bone up towards the ceiling, and then lifting those hips off the ground, keeping that core tight, making sure that pubic bone is tucked in towards the chin, digging those heels into the ground. We're going to hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, and inhale. Exhale, slowly articulating through the spine from the top of your back, allowing that vertebra to touch and come into contact with the floor one at a time until you get that pelvis and that lower spine back into neutral. And inhale and exhale, slowly rolling back up. I need you to make sure that when your hips are in the air, that you are feeling that deep glute burn into that lower part of your glute area, and also feeling that control, drawing and sucking in that belly towards your spine. You're going to hold while your hips are in the air. You're going to bring your arms up in towards the ceiling. And while you're holding, I want you to inhale, and on the exhale, slowly lower your arms down towards the floor and inhale back up. And we're going to do 10 of those while maintaining that hip height and that pelvic control. That's 2. And inhale up. And 3. And inhale up. And 4. Inhale up. And 5. Inhale up. Allowing your body to control the movement of those arms going down, allowing those scaps to fall down that back as you are lowering your arms. And let's do one more. Arms up towards the ceiling. Inhale, and slowly on the exhale, rolling that pelvis and those hips back down to the ground. You should be getting a nice burn into that glute area, keeping those arms where they are. Inhale, and on the exhale, slowly rolling those hips back up towards the ceiling. Squeezing those glutes, core nice and tight. We're going to lift our right leg into tabletop position. Keep that toe pointing, making sure that there's a nice angle, 90-degree angle between your hips and your knees. And keeping that posture, we are going to hold that posture while we lower our arms in a T position and back up into a toe tap and back up. And we're going to do 8 of those, lowering those arms, lifting them back up and lowering that leg into a toe tap. That's 2. And slowly down, inhale up, exhale toe tap, inhale up, exhale arm lower, inhale up, exhale toe tap, inhale up. And let's do 3 more, and toe tap, keeping that hip alignment, arm lower, and 2, and up, and arm lower. Keep going, everybody. And last one, and up, and arm lower. And we're going to bring those arms back up, aligning those knees, and we're going to hold for 10. Keep pushing through. You should be getting a beautiful burn down those glutes, but it's good. Let's go for another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back into tabletop, dropping that right leg and lifting that left leg up into tabletop, keeping that 90-degree angle between those knees and those hips, keeping that alignment between those hips. Core tight. Inhale, exhale, arm lower. Inhale up, exhale, toe tap. Inhale up, arm lower, and up. That's 2. Toe tap, inhale up, and that's 3. Keep going, keeping that control, and toe tap, and arm lower. That's 4. We're halfway. Keep going, everybody. You're doing so well. And down, and back up, and toe tap, and arm lower, and toe tap. Let's do, I think it's 3 more. I'm losing count here, but keep pushing. It's only going to make you stronger. And that's 2. Inhale up, exhale, toe tap. And last one, 3. Inhale up, exhale, toe tap. Keeping those arms where they are, extending that leg, aligning those knees. And we're going to hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back to tabletop, lowering that leg, lifting those hips to control yourself back down to neutral, keeping those arms exactly where they are. We're going to inhale, and on the exhale, lifting right leg up into tabletop, and then left leg up into tabletop, making sure you have that 90-degree lengthening through that spine, sucking belly to spine. You're going to draw those gaps down the back. We're slowly going to start with single leg toe tap with opposite arm lower, just to warm up that core. And right leg down, left arm down, lifting, and inhale up, and alternate, and inhale up. Exhale, lower, inhale up, and lower, inhale up, and lower. And I hope you're ready. We are going to go straight into double arm lower with double leg toe tap. And let's centralize ourselves. Inhale to prepare, and exhale double arm and double leg lower, and slowly back up. That's 1 and 2. Core nice and tight. Please remember, we're going slow and controlled. You are making sure that you're activating that tummy, and when you lower those legs, that you're still maintaining that pelvic tilt, that you're not allowing your back to hyperextend and lower down. So you really, it's a slow, controlled motion, making sure that you feel that activation going down your tummy, all the way from the top of your ribs to the bottom and to that hip area. All right, let's do 3 more. Exhale, toe tap, inhale, lift. Exhale, toe tap, inhale, lift. Keep going. Last one, everybody. And we are going to hold in the air, just making sure that you are aligned and activated. We've got another 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Right leg down, left leg down, arms on your sides. From here, we're going to inhale, and on the exhale, slowly rolling those hips up towards the ceiling. 1 vertebra at a time, keeping that activation, controlling and lifting, drawing the shoulders down the back, pushing those shoulders into the ground, keeping that core tight. Squeezing those glutes. You're going to transfer your weight onto your left leg, lifting right leg into tabletop position, and then extending that leg up towards the ceiling. From here, you are slowly going to point that toe towards the ceiling and lower it. And then you're going to point those toes towards your nose to lift. While you're doing this, you're making sure you are allowing a deep activation into that left glute and a deep stretch into that right hamstring. Let's do 3 more of these. And all the way up. That's 1 and 2. Keep going, everybody. And 3. And from here, we're going to stay with our leg pointing towards the ceiling, toes pointing the ceiling. We are going to do 6 hip drops, slow and controlled. And 1, and squeeze, and down, and 2, and lift, and 3. Keep going, you're doing so well. And 4, and 5. Last little one. And 6. Aligning those knees to hold for 6 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back to tabletop, dropping that right leg, transferring that weight onto that right hand side of the body, lifting that left leg into tabletop, extending it up towards the ceiling. You're going to point that toe down and lower that leg, then point those toes up, flex those ankles, and lift. And we're going to do 6 of these. Remember, slow and controlled. You're not hyperextending that back. You are making sure that pelvis is tilted. Those hips are aligned. You're allowing to stretch down that hamstring and an activation down that glute on the right hand side. I've lost count again. I'm talking too much. Let's do 2 more. And 1. And 2. And lifting that leg up, pointing those toes towards the ceiling. And slow and controlled hip drops. That's 1. and slowly rolling down, and 2, and 3, making sure you're controlling the positioning of that right knee and keeping that left knee nice and straight. 4, 2 more, and 5, and 6, and lowering and aligning those knees and holding for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lifting that leg back to tabletop, lowering that leg, lifting those hips to slowly control yourself back down. Well done, everybody. You should be feeling a nice deep burn in this area and into those hamstrings. And if you're feeling like you need to rest, that's okay. You can rest and just jump back in where we're at. Okay, now I want you to extend those legs onto the floor. I want you to push those back of those knees into the ground. You're going to bring your arms into a T position. But before we do anything, please make sure you are nice and activated. You're sucking in that pelvic floor. You're going to lift your right leg up towards the ceiling. And as you're lifting your right leg, you're activating to touch with your left hand and inhale down. This is an activation into your tummy, but I also want to stretch into those hamstrings that we've just used. So keep going. And let's do 2 more on each one. When you're going down, I want you to control. So you're lifting that step off the ground, and you're slowly controlling to lower. And lifting and touching. And let's do 1 more. And 1. And 1. And bending those knees. You are slowly going to bring arms down next to you. Lifting right leg up into tabletop. Then left leg up into tabletop. You're going to inhale. And on the exhale, lifting head, neck, and chest off the ground. Okay, making sure that your hands are interlaced comfortably behind your head. You're going to lift and make sure that you are comfortably activated. We're going to do 5 little head lift and lowers before we do the actual set. So we're going to slowly roll our head back to the floor and inhale, exhale up and slowly back down. Please make sure that your elbows are in the periphery of your eyes while you're doing this, that you're not straining your neck while lifting. Your core is doing all the work. We've got 2 more of these. And slowly up. That's 1 and 2. And we're going to stay in the air, lift those steps off the ground, keep that 90-degree angle, and we're going to do single leg toe taps. And 1, inhale up. And left, inhale up. That's 2. We're doing 8. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And if you can, we're going to challenge you. We're going to keep those steps off the ground, keeping that tabletop position. We're slowly going to rotate left elbow to right knee, inhale, center. And right elbow to left knee, inhale, center. We're going to do 8 of these. That's 3, back to center. And 4, back to center. And 5, keep going. And 6. And 7. And 8, back to center, rolling head back to the floor, arms in the T position, right leg down, left leg down, arms in a T position, and slowly just rocking those knees from side to side. You're going to do 4 on each side. Keep going, everyone. That's 2. Allow a stretch down the side of your body. That's 3. Last little bit, and you're going to get back into that core activation. I hope you're feeling a nice burn down here. One that we haven't had in a while, but I hope you're enjoying it. We're slowly going to extend our arms and our legs onto the floor. We're going to bring arms in front of us towards the ceiling, palms facing each other. You're slowly going to roll yourself up into a seated position. What I want you to do now is to lift and hover your feet off the ground, activating that core. You're going to lengthen that spine, open that chest, and you're slowly going to extend your legs and tuck those knees back in. And we're going to do 8 of these. That's 2. And exhale, extend. Inhale in. That's 3, 4, and 5, and 6. Keep going. 7, and 8. We're slowly going to have those knees up towards our chest. We're still having those feet off the ground. We're going to inhale. We're going to be ready and prepared to roll like a ball. So inhale, and on the exhale, slowly roll yourself down and lifting back up. Keeping that core tight when we're lifting. Let's do 3 of these. Make sure you're nice and prepared, lengthening through that spine, holding those knees or those shins. Inhale, exhale, roll down, and slowly back up. And let's do 1 more. And inhale, exhale, roll, and back up. And slowly holding and hovering and extending and holding for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Keep going. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly hugging those knees in, placing your feet on the floor and hugging. I seem to struggle with my rolling like a ball today. I hope you all managed back home. It's a different movement, but if you do it with that correct type of activation and control, you should manage just fine. We're going to lift our legs off the ground and lift those ankles, keeping that core tight. And we're going to do another set of those knee tucks. And inhale, exhale, extend into that knee tuck. That's 1. And 2. Keep going, everybody. You want to get a nice activation into that core. 4. We're halfway. And 5. And 6. And 7. And 8. And we're going to extend and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And hugging those knees to the chest, placing feet on the floor, lengthening and holding. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, placing your hands onto the mat. I want your fingers facing the wall in front of you. You're going to extend your legs. I want you to lean into your elbows. If you are struggling with your wrists, I know some of us do, so you can just lean into your elbows like that. Otherwise, the rest of us who are managing, we can just make sure that we are not putting too much pressure on those wrists. You're just leaning in. We're going to inhale on the exhale, lifting those legs up off the floor. We're going to inhale, drop our legs towards the right, and exhale, make a nice little circle back to center. Inhale right, and we're going to do 6 of these, keeping that core tight. That's 2. And slowly round, keeping and stabilizing, keeping those legs straight. 3 and 4. Last 2. Keep going. 5 and 6. And changing over. 6 to the other side. Inhale, drop to left, and exhale, circle. That's 1 and 2 and 3. Keep going. And 4 and 5. Last little bit. And 6. And back to center. Bending those knees in and hugging that chest. Well done, everyone. While we're in this position, we're just going to take advantage and do a little bit of a stretch. We're going to bring our feet shoulder width apart. I want a nice big gap. You're going to place your right hand onto the floor And you're just going to place your other elbow over and across, and I want you to open your chest towards the side wall. And you're just going to hold and breathe for 5, 4, 3, 2, and changing over and rotating and holding. Keep going for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to turn over onto our right hand side. We are done with our core, but it doesn't mean that even though we're not working that core, that we can relax. I still want you to maintain that good posture by activating those tummy muscles. Let's get into a comfortable side position. Elbows comfortably under those shoulders, stacking those hips. You are making sure that your knees are bent and your ankles are in a V shape in line with those knees, in line with those hips. And you're going to suck in that pelvic floor, activate that core, making sure, I want you to put your hand on this glute to make sure that you're activating. And we're going to start with just 8 open clams, making sure that when you're opening, you're drawing that hip forward, but you're lifting that knee up. That's 3 and 4 and 5. Keep going, core nice and tight, making sure you're not slumping in to that shoulder. I don't want you to fall in. I want to have a nice crisp shoulder position. And last one, and we're just going to hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly lowering that leg down, bringing those knees in line with each other. From here, I want you to lift those hips off the ground into a comfortable side plank position. If you're feeling strong enough, I want that leg pointed out in extended, other hand comfortably behind your head, and you're going to hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly lowering those hips back down. You're going to extend that top leg, and we are going to remember and imagine like there's that little picket fence in line with our lower knee, and you're lifting and toe tapping behind the picket fence, lifting and toe tapping over the picket fence, keeping that hand on that glute to make sure you're getting that activation. Keep going, everyone, you're doing well, and we're going to do 8 of these, and I'm assuming we're halfway, so let's do 4 more. That's 1. Inhale up, exhale, toe tap. Inhale up, and 2. Keep going. And 3. Last one, core tight. And on the 4th one, we're going to lift, pointing those toes, bending the heel towards the glute and extending. That's 1. And 2. 3. Keep going, core tight. 4. We're doing 8. And then we're going to do 6, we're going to do some little pulsations, 7 and 8, pointing your toes towards the wall in front of you, hips forward, and you're just going to do little mini lifts and lows. 1, 2, 3, you should feel a nice burn. 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, and dropping down. We're going to lift back up, last little push on this side. I want you lifting those hips off the ground, extending that leg, arm comfortably behind your head. If you can, keep that leg extended. Otherwise, you can just rest it on your other knee. And we're slowly going to core tight, lower those hips towards the floor and lifting back up. That's 1. And 2, we're going to do 8. 3, keep going. 4 and 5 and 6, keep going. 7 and 8, and slowly dropping that leg down, lowering those hips, and turning over to the other side to do the same thing. Well done, keep going. We've got 1 more set on this glute side, and then we're going to turn over to do some back extensions. So let's start with that V shape in our knees, ankles, hips, and shoulders all in line with each other. Core nice and tight, hips are nice and stacked, hand is comfortably on this glute, making sure you're activating, and we're slowly going to open and lower, and open and lower. That's 2 and 3. Keep going. 4, and let's do a few more, and then we're going to hold for 5 seconds, and last one after this one, and we're going to hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly lowering that knee, bringing those knees in line with each other. Crisp posture, lifting those hips off the ground, placing that other hand comfortably behind your head. You're going to lift and extend that other leg and hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly bending that knee and lowering it down, putting those hips comfortably on the floor. Remember that picket fence, placing our other hand on that glute, and we are toe tapping behind the picket fence, lifting and toe tapping in front, keeping that core tight. Slow, controlled movements. That's 2. Making sure that you're still maintaining that pelvic control as you're lifting. That's 3. Keep going, everyone. And 4. And 5. Keep going. I want you to feel that glute burn. 6. 2 more. 7. And 8. And lifting up to center and bending and extending that leg. 1. And extend. 2. Keeping that knee height. I want you to really focus on making sure that you have a good knee height. 4. 5. Keep going. 6. 7. And 8, and pointing those toes toward the wall in front of you, and you're going to do little pulsations up and down. 1, 2, 3, keep going. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and dropping that leg. We're slowly going to lift up, hips off the ground into that side plank position. If you can, lifting that other leg, otherwise keeping knees on top of each other, lifting up and extending, other hand behind head, and lowering and lifting. That's 1, and 2, and 3. Keep going. Last little push. 4, 5, 6, and 7, and 8. And slowly lowering that leg down, turning over onto your backs to stretch out the glutes that we've just used, placing your right ankle on your left knee, hugging that knee to your chest and holding for 10, 9, 8. Allow that stretch, that muscle to release. We've just used those muscles, so they need to just stretch out and relax for a bit. Changing over. Left ankle on right knee, hugging that knee towards your chest. And you're going to hold for 10, 9. Keep breathing. Deep breaths in and out as we're going. And last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly dropping those feet back to the floor. We're going to turn over onto our tummies. I know this isn't a comfortable exercise, these back extensions, but they are so important. They're very, very beneficial. So let's try to push through. There's only a few exercises left, and then we are done for the day. So let's get back. Remember, in this position, even though we are on our tummies, core is still nice and tight. You're going to place your hands, elbows comfortably under your shoulders, wrists in line with your elbows. You're going to inhale, and on the exhale, you're going to lift those knees and legs off the ground. But please make sure that when you're here, I want you to imagine like you're pushing yourself away from the floor. So you're almost using your elbows to push away, and I want you to suck those scaps in, lifting those knees up off the ground. So we're in this position. So you can see my knees off the ground, glutes are nicely activated, core is nice and tight. If you have a struggle with back pain, maybe get a cushion and just put it comfortably under your pelvic area. We're going to inhale, and on the exhale, lower and straighten our left leg and do 2 pulses with our right leg and rotate. And that's 1, making sure those knees are off the ground. We've had some sessions where those knees stay on the ground, but we're getting strong enough to use those glutes to get those knees off the ground. And pulse, 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 and back to center, extending and holding for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lowering those legs, extending those arms, lowering that neck, making sure you are in neutral, drawing those scabs down your back. You're going to inhale, and on the exhale, lifting feet and knees off the ground, then lifting arms off the ground into Superman hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Keeping that neck in neutral, you're going to squeeze your scabs together by bending those elbows and extending back. And you can see my arms, I'm rotating to palms to floor when I'm squeezing those elbows, and rotating palms to face each other when I'm extending them. And let's do 4 more. And 1, keeping that glutes nice and activated, knees straight and off the floor. 2, core tight. 3, and last 1, 4, extending those arms and lowering down. Last little push. Well done, everyone. We're going to inhale, and on the exhale, lifting arms and legs off the ground, and we're going to do some swimming. So we're lowering right arm and left leg while we're lifting the opposite arms. And inhale and exhale, and pulsing. Palms are facing the floor, neck is neutral, and lifting for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly lowering down, lifting yourself up into an all 4s position and leaning your glutes into those heels, extending your arms, pushing those elbows and those shoulders down into the ground and allowing a deep stretch. Just release into that back. Keep going, everyone. You're doing well. And you're slowly going to lean over towards the right hand side and push, and slowly lean over towards the left hand side and holding, and slowly leaning back into all 4s. I want us seated on our mats, and you are slowly going to tuck your right foot into your groin while you're bending that left foot behind you, and you're going to reach into that. You're going to reach your left arm overhead, and you are going to allow a deep, comfortable stretch down that left side of your body, and you're going to hold, pushing your left glute into the ground and stretching and reaching for 5, 4, 3, 2, and slowly coming back over, reaching that right hand over and pushing that right glute into the ground and reaching for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly changing over legs, tucking in your groin, your left foot into that groin, tucking your other foot behind you and leaning into that left side, stretching that right hand over and reaching, allowing a stretch down the side of your body and holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly leaning and stretching over for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and slowly back to center. Let's finish off with some neck stretches. I know that, Glenda, you always struggle with some neck tightness, so this one's for you. Let's draw the shoulders down the back. Let's place our left hand on the side of our head and just allow a comfortable stretch. Just draw that right shoulder and elbow down into the ground. And you're going to hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, looking down and under that armpit and holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and slowly changing over arms, leaning that head slightly down. I don't want you to put too much pressure with your hand. The expression or the stretch comes with that elbow and that arm pushing down into the ground. And you're going to hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and looking down and under you and holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Well done, everyone. You managed just fine, I hope. I mean, I couldn't really see you as I would in a normal Pilates session, but I'm sure you all managed really, really well. Well done for clocking in and checking in. And I hope you feel so much stronger and so much fitter and so much healthier after that little session.